It's a wrap. A bacon wrap. The pigs are in the trailer. Just like is ideal, we were able to put what our secret sauce combination of chopped up apples, small pieces of apples and marshmallows in the trailer, kind of in the center back of the trailer to draw the pigs back there. Put just a little bit of stuff in the middle and at the end, so that when we open up the blue gate, rest it against those T-posts so that it doesn't go too far, open up the white gate, have that board so they don't look out underneath. They see the path up and in, see the food in there, obviously a closely slatted pallet, so they can't see too much too far past it. They focus on going forward. They went in. I had help from my neighbor and a friend of his who was hanging out, who were willing to hold some pallets like this in order to guide them in. We didn't have to shove them in, but after we opened up the gates, they kind of dispersed and weren't exactly sure what to do. Because we had the surprise call from the processor and had to bring them in 9 days early, I hadn't pulled their food as early as I would have liked to, and so they were only kind of somewhat hungry, not super hungry, but I went in a semicircle, and the pigs were intrigued by the food. Most of them went up and in, probably 4 were in, and then the 3 of us slowly walked towards. We didn't have to push, but we just guided them in, and then eventually all 6 were in. I had a sister of mine who was helping, making sure there were enough apples and marshmallows tossed in at the front, keep them busy, those who were in there, and it worked. It's always the most stressful part of having pigs is loading them. That's just the way it is. But we got them in, no pushing was needed. Even though I have my ramp, I decided not to use it. The ground was low enough that they were able to step okay, and sometimes I wonder about the ease of stepping up versus walking on a ramp and trusting the ramp. I don't know what's right or wrong. This time I decided to not have the ramp. Maybe I should have a low ramp. I don't know. Not entirely sure. But I decided to go without this time, and we got them in. Let's take a look and see the piggies. Just resting, taking it easy, ready to head on off to the processor. So, not a super glorious end. You know, we do treat them like kings, and as I say, treat them like kings, I'm going to show you their area. This is treating them like kings. These spots with water, they were where they were able to dig and dig and dig and dig. They loved the spot by the water barrel. There was moisture on the ground. From in here in particular, they loved to dig up rocks. It's hard to tell, but that's a solid foot tall. These are all, and this is not all of them that I pulled out from them this year, but that allows me to fill in some erosion spots for free in my property. Yesterday I pulled out a bunch of vegetation. All that's left is a little bit of what I gave them, and this is the way that pigs would live in nature, and they got to live like kings and queens. So now we'll take them off to the processor instead of them dying by disease or injury or a predator, none of which are fun or necessarily fast. The processor, just about instant, and they will become bacon and much more for us. So grateful for their food, make sure it wasn't go to waste, and that's a wrap.